Welcome back to the Plays with Cars YouTube channel and another episode of Miniatures Mondays. Today we are taking a look finally at scale model cars. These are probably my favorite smaller miniature car, not to be confused with my other favorite, which is slot cars, or my other favorite, which is diecast cars, or my other favorite, which is Lego cars. But I have been building scale model cars since I was 6, and I really love it. I've been teaching my kids how to do it. They really love it. I've got way too big of a collection now of built ones. I mean, everybody has too big of a collection of unbuilt ones, but I've actually built too many. So these 3 particular ones are actually going to be leaving the collection soon, which is why I thought it would be pretty cool to video them and kind of document their existence and what I've done to them and built with them, and before I send them off on their way. So let me get these out of the way and we'll go with just one. We'll start with this one. This is obviously a 1969 Camaro. This is a Baldwin-Motion. So Baldwin-Motion was like Yinko. They were a Chevy dealer making their own high-performance cars. Of course, in '69, the biggest factory motor you could get in the Camaro was a 396, unless you got a Copo. And the Copo program came about because dealerships like Yinko and Baldwin-Motion were swapping 427s into Camaros and Corvettes and things like that. So this is the Baldwin-Motion one. This is a box stock kit. You could actually buy this kit, or used to, back in the day. This is a Revell kit, I think. I built this kit in 2006, I want to say. So it's a good 12, 13 years old. But anyways, close up there, the engine bay. I like nice, clean engine bays. I try to do really good work on them. Obviously, it's not wired or anything. Like I said, this is literally a box stock build. That means you only use what comes in the box to build the car. So some things I would have done different nowadays is I would have painted this stripe. The top stripe is a decal, the back is paint, and so you can see that like transitional difference there. From further away on the shelf it doesn't look too bad, but yeah, you get up close and it's kind of but it's pretty cool overall. It is factory fresh. It is not really like super detailed or anything like that. No bare metal foil or anything. It was just a fun build. What I actually did is I built this car on vacation. I went on vacation somewhere and I brought like one knife, one tube of glue, like original orange gloop testers, and like, I don't know, 5 or 6 jars of paint in the model, and I built it like in a hotel room on vacation. And so it was more just a heck of a lot of fun, and I really needed like a recharge model because I had just finished like some really super detailed builds that had taken way too long. So I built this over the course of like a 3-day weekend on vacation, which was like really relaxing and fun. So, but the joy in this one was all in the building. I don't really have a affinity for Baldwin-Motions or Camaros, so that one is gonna zoom on out of here. All right, next up is the Corvettes. This is I can leave that in the shot. It's kind of good looking, I guess. Anyways, this is a 1978, I believe, collector's edition Corvette model. Again, I want to say it's a Revell. This one is most definitely not box stock. You might not think that looking at it. You're like, oh, it's the factory paint scheme. It's not all that detailed. But then you look inside and you're like, oh, it's got some like more modern seats. They are C5 Corvette seats in white with the black interior. Man, it's really hard to see lighting in there, but... And that's why you should never paint your interiors black, kids. I've learned this lesson now on models. You want your interiors as bright as possible to like make them pop, because you can't really see them in there. Kind of finally learned that. But anyways, these wheels were the optional ones from the old Revell 64 GTO model from like 25 years ago, the 3-in-1. I used those on this, and underneath you can see is pretty stock, just with the side pipes. So what's this car's big secret, you ask? Let me show you. Under the hood, of course I didn't glue those in so you'd see it, we have an LS swap. That's right, this car is totally C5 Corvette. I put a LS1 in it from a 97 Corvette model. I painted the little rocker covers red to make it look like a LS6, and then I left the rocker covers loose so you could take them on and off to show off that it is indeed an LS1 and not just a do I have that backwards? No. Bloop. Anyways, yeah, those go on about like that. So it looks like, you know, an LS6 out of a Z06, you know, C5 Z06. The trick with this is I didn't actually cut out the LS1 and swap it. What I did is I glued the LS1 heads and intake and front accessory drive on the factory like 350 small block that was in here. Worked perfectly. Obviously you can't do that in real life, but for model cars like none's the wiser, it looks like a complete LS1 swap, even though it is from the bottom still just a small block Chevy, which you can see with the like terrible integrated starter casting there. But it makes it putting it in the car way easier than trying to figure out motor mounts and all that kind of stuff, and getting exhaust manifolds to match up to side pipes that are molded in and things. But yeah, it was just kind of it was this idea that I had on engine swapping, and I thought that, hey, this could be easy and cool. So I tried it, and it worked out all right. And again, it was like an experiment. All the fun was in the build. I have zero affinity for C3 Corvettes or LS swaps, so time for that one to roam its way out of here too. And last, that's kind of neat. I like that in the shot. Last, very different. 78 Turbo Mustang. This model was a Revell monogram reissue in like, I want to say the 2008 time frame, maybe 09. They did this thing called Motorworks. It was, you got like a tube of glue and like 5 little teeny tiny paint pots in there with a really old model casting that had been reissued, and they were like $8 or $9 at Walmart's. But they were really great for building because like they were these old kits that you really couldn't get anymore. This one was a little screwy though. So the original 78 Mustang model was a lot different, more detailed, and they like screwed with it over the years and turned it into different cars. So if you look, this car actually has the Mercury Capri fender flares on it and the Mustang wheel arches. It's really bizarre and kind of neat. I think they did it when they turned it into the ASC McLaren. But anyways, it's got that. It's got like a wrong rear spoiler on it, all these crazy slats and things. But it built like kind of a cool model. And again, this one is totally box stock, even these like really ugly butt wheels. I think I may have stolen the spinners from something else, and that's it. But as you notice, you can see the interior way, way, way better because it is a light creamy tan. And like the white face gauges really pop on the aluminum dashboard, and like you can really see the interior and enjoy it. And of course, having the sunroof helps too. But oh yeah, that's the other thing. It's got a Cal hood on it, which the original version didn't have. But again, all kind of factory stock, wimpy little single pipe exhaust. You see the turbo. If you know anything about your Fox body history, you're gonna go, yep, 2.3 Lima. That's what we got. 2.3 Lima. Draw through carbureted turbo setup. That was the original 2.3 turbo before they did the EFI and intercooler and the turbo on the passenger side and all that better stuff like the SVOs and the turbo coupes had. The original 78, 79, 80, I think maybe even into 81 was a draw through turbo setup that was just garbage. And that's what this car has. And that's what came in the box stock, and it was such a funky kit, and it was so cheap. It was like, oh, what the hell. And the experiment on this one was trying the lighter interior color, which obviously worked. And this paint job is actually rattle can. Way back in the day, Walmart used to sell a line of paints that were $1. And they had like, I don't know, 15, 20 different colors. And so I bought red and painted this thing with a $1 can of Walmart red. And you could see like, and I built this thing back in, like I said, 2009, 2008, somewhere in there. So it's, you know, going on 10 years old. And look at the gloss in this thing still. It's not been cut. It's not been polished. It's not been waxed. That's straight out of the can. No wet sanding. Like, it laid down an amazing finish for $1. So that was my foray into, hey, spray paint can work on models. You know, really cheap spray paint versus like, you know, this is like a tester's spray paint that's designed for models, and this is like a Duplicolor automotive spray paint that's designed for cars, and this is Walmart dollar paint. Anyways, again, no particular affinity for really strange fox bodies that ride too high that don't exist in real life. So we'll zoom that one out the way too. So yeah, these three will be going on eBay this week to leave the collection, but I wanted to kind of show them off and talk about them and kind of go over why I built them and the different experiments that you try when you're building. And for me, the joy is really in the building. I only started going to shows recently, and only like with my kids, because they get so much fun out of it, and we just love talking to other builders and like learning new tricks. So it's way more about the enjoyment of finding out more about the building process. So a lot of my models, I build them for other people, or when I get done building them, I send them along. I just like to put them together. So anyways, this has been Miniatures Mondays, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this foray into the model car world, and we'll have some more of these later.